It's so tempting to be a conspiracy theorist when you see fucking titles like this. Breaking. Lindsey Graham dies at 71 after brief and sudden illness. Like,
how are you processing this news that has just come in, the shocking death of a senator who had just been in Ukraine?
let me say, I don't want to hear shit from fucking Republicans, all right?
He has died.
Yeah, I mean, just posted a bunch of statements onto X yesterday in his official capacity. Pictures and images of him working over the last few weeks are out there. So this coming out of nowhere, that Lindsey Graham, one of the most important and influential voices in the United States Senate for many years, somebody who has been one of the biggest champions of more United States military intervention, somebody who has championed the idea of military intervention in Iran for many years, somebody who's championed the United States relationship with Israel very closely for many years. And now all of a sudden, there's been so much conversation about Mitch McConnell's medical reality right now. Nobody would have thought this would come now. It's been an extraordinary life of public service, a controversial life. Somebody who was in the United States House of Representatives for many years, been in the Senate for many years as well, became a close ally of John McCain and Joe Lieberman. They called themselves the Three Amigos and viewed themselves as sort of mavericks within the Republican Party.
Anyways, guys, as you all know, as you've all seen the news, Lindsey Graham passed away. It's true. It has happened. I've already seen the conspiracy theorists, by the way. Pretty wild that the sentence Graham unexpectedly drops out was relevant twice this week. Yeah. Can we keep this tweet in the corner for the rest of the day? Yes, because I hate when fucking chuds are like, this is why there's violence in this country, because the left is so mean. And this Trump tweet where Trump is just outwardly like, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. I'm sorry. Some random lady on the internet versus the President of the United States. Yeah. I am getting word. Wait. I'm getting word that he actually died because he refused CPR from a woman so as not to upset his polycule, his gay polycule with Mitch McConnell and Hassan Piker. Yeah. Yeah, the reporting has been confirmed just now. Wow. What a hero. What a great guy. He's an amazing person. All right, anyways. What were we talking about? Apparently Lindsey Graham died from suffocation because he wouldn't come out of the closet. That's so sad. Why are you guys all so happy about the death of a gay icon? He paved the way and proved that you can feast on the blood of millions, no matter your sexuality. You're so right, King. They say the next bombs will be dropped by a gay person. In your view, what are the odds they got him, huh? The gay people? They already claimed him a long time ago. What, huh? I need the gay escorts to spill it. I know, right? Like, come on, man. Come on, please. Please. Check the link I sent if you want to see the sex worker talking about Graham. Dude, imagine finding out that Lindsey Graham is dead because of a fucking TikTok edit.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus, plus, plus.
Dude, This edit goes so fucking hard. It's like insane. Sorry, I'm done. Mute nuke, muted words, Graham, Plattner, Maine, Jackson, Mills, MDP, Collins, forever. That's funny as fuck, dude. Can we go one more time for the one time?
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus, plus, plus. Forget it.
All right, enough of that. Michael Fanone's take on Lindsey Graham is one of the most powerful I've read. Lindsey Graham said, I will always remember my first and only encounter with him when he looked like the grieving mother of a dead police officer in the face. Sorry, when he looked the grieving mother of a dead police officer in the face and barked that he wasn't going to listen to her blame Trump for January 6th. When I showed him my body cam footage from that day, he turned away and looked at his phone. Rest in piss, you fucking worthless scumbag. If there is hell, I hope you're in it. I'm also getting reporting right now. Flags at Grindr headquarters have been lowered to half staff. Okay. God bless. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. For a moment, I thought none of us were going to show our respect, but, you know. And I was thinking... Also, like, listen, you guys know I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I really like other people who are conspiracy theorists, and I like watching other people go crazy with the conspiracy theories. But I just can't believe, like, 99% more than that of conspiracy theories. However, it's so tempting to be a conspiracy theorist when you see fucking titles like this. Breaking! Lindsey Graham dies at 71 after brief and sudden illness. Like, you're making me want to believe something. I just don't know what yet.
Go ahead and go back to Fox News Chief Washington correspondent Chad Pergram. Chad, we were just talking about what this is going to mean in the midst of everything that's going on right now, especially with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. What is your take on that, and how things are going to progress in the coming days?
Well, this probably, paralyzes things even more operationally in the Senate. Your previous guest had said, I hope people don't try to take advantage of this politically, and I think that there's always a respect by them.
Oh my God, so true. I hope no one would ever take advantage of something. I hope no one on the left, because the right never does it. I hope no one would ever take advantage. Ever. Ever. Okay. Have you watched the Alex Jones Sneeko debate? It's funny as fuck. No. Someone said that they watched it or something, but I didn't. Yeah, we're going to talk about this in a second.
That on both sides of the aisle in Congress when something like this happens, but they were having operational problems to start with to get things done. That was something that just the numbers, the math just did not, work well to start with. So that's something that's going to be a problem right away. And so maybe the immediate issue is, can they even get a budget reconciliation bill done, because you're changing budget committee chairman mid-course here. Obviously, somebody else has to step into that role. You also have to have somebody, just to have the votes. You have to get to 60 votes on a lot of things. You don't have to get to 60 votes on budget reconciliation, but you just have one less vote. And it's even more complicated when everybody was trying to figure out what was the status of Mitch McConnell, the former majority leader, who's just not there. On any given day, there are just a number of people who are out in the Senate. People have graduation parties, people have surgeries, people have things they have to be at with their wife or spouse. It's very hard to get 100 people in the same room at the same time. And so I think that is one of the issues. It's going to be very interesting to see the development here of what this means with President Trump, because, again, as I said, Lindsey Graham was somebody who was opposed to President Trump back in 2016.
Congrats again on winning the lawsuit. Thank you.
and then gradually began to change his position, certainly became one of his biggest advocates, and, was very much whispering in his ear, certainly on this issue of Iran in recent days. And I said, I talked to him, the night before the airstrike started back in February, because, we were trying to figure out, was there actually going to be conflict? And he was somebody advocating for that position and thought that they really had to go sooner rather than later, had been disappointed in early January because there was a push to maybe move, early February, maybe to move then, and that didn't happen. Happened at the end of February. We've been in that position now, and now with other strikes in the Strait of Hormuz, we're
Denims, I just want to thank you for your wonderful political commentary on somber days like today. Sources tell me Lindsey is stable. Please God, dude. I saw someone revitalize that meme and from the origin story, and I have to say I remember thinking at the time this is insane. That no one ever cared about grilling Tim Pool for this, ever. What the fuck were his sources? I remember seeing that and being like, well, I don't know how good of a source Tim Pool is. But it would be crazy, I guess. It would be just so insane if this happened. Let me see if I can pull it up. I can just show you guys what I mean. No, I don't want to ask YouTube anything.
The memorandum of understanding has pretty much been thrown out the window, and everybody trying to figure out what they're going to do next. How does this shape what the policy is? Is there somebody there who is, consulting with the president? He certainly has plenty of other people to consult with, but somebody on this issue who is as active as Lindsey Graham. That's going to be a question, whether it be this issue or just understanding how things go in the United States, Senate. From a reporting standpoint, he was somebody who always had his finger on the pulse of what was going on.
He always had his pulse. Well, not always. Well, not always. Some might say he lost his pulse.
On the Senate, just not, somebody who you could, as I said in our earlier comments here about, calling him on various issues, and he was always in the middle of every single conflict or whatever it was, be it a domestic policy issue, a foreign policy issue.
Okay, sorry, I found the original tweet. There was a funny quote tweet that I saw, but I remember after Charlie Kirk got shot, and there was so much reporting, and I remember seeing the video and being like he's dead. There's no way that he's not dead. You don't survive that. Wait, something happened to Charlie Kirk? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. And I was like, I saw the video and I was like, and then I remember seeing this fucking dumb fuck tweet at the time. Tim Pool saying, sources tell me Charlie is stable. Please God. I received a call from a trustworthy source who told me this. I want to believe it. I'm hoping. And I was like, huh? What? Huh? I don't think so. I mean, maybe he does have I guess I don't have a source. I just have the same video everybody else. Received a call. Who the fuck is calling Tim Pool? Yeah. Did Charlie die years ago? His wife seems so recovered. I forgot why I brought that up, but anyways, yeah.
But also somebody who, could really understood where the votes were in the Senate, had relationships with people, and just, there's always been, and somebody who's covered the Senate for a long time, there's always been these different figures who, aren't formally in the leadership, but are somebody who just knows where everything is set up in the Senate and knows where all the votes are and knows what all the different dynamics were. And Lindsey Graham in the contemporary Congress was that. He had some years ago worked, very closely with John McCain, the late senator from Arizona, who died some years ago. I remember talking with Lindsey Graham about trying to, he really wanted to, have some sort of a physical homage for John McCain in the United States Senate, be it maybe changing the name of the Russell Senate office building or a statue or something like that. Nothing has ever happened with.
Interesting. Another guy who claimed to be pro-life and yet. And then Trump shit on that. Didn't Lindsey just win his primary? Couldn't even stick it out for the midterms. SMH my head. It's just that nobody wants to work anymore, man. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth, man. It's just like, show up to work, man. Like, what the hell? Unbelievable. Everyone's so fucking lazy now. First time watching Amazing First Impression, let me tell you. I like how this could go either way. This could either be someone who's like really mad because they're like, he's dead. Have some respect. But then I see like the pink cheetah pattern. And I'm like, okay, you're probably based actually. You're actually probably based. Because there's no chud repping a pink cheetah pattern. Let's be real, right? I've never seen a chud rep that ever. But I guess, Okay, wait.
With John McCain, but that was something that Lindsey Graham was working on very closely. There was, he was somebody who had this kind of foreign policy group. He was working then with Kelly Ayotte, who was then a senator from New Hampshire at the time, and they were always together working on these different policy issues, especially foreign policy. This is back during the Obama years. So again, I think that kind of gives you a sense of Lindsey Graham. But right now, I mean, if you thought things were challenging in the Senate before, and people were already staring at this coming week as being challenging, probably with Mitch McConnell being out maybe yet again for an undetermined period of time, and now you don't know who's going to be the next senator from South Carolina.
What? It's just so challenging right now. These people, like, they show up to work and some other people aren't there, and then they go on vacation and do insider trading. It's just such a challenging time for Congress right now. What the fuck? Huh?
And how quickly that person can come in and maybe even, then have somebody on the ballot and begin to serve again. I mean, it just puts more question marks on a lot of things, especially on the Republican side. I think that this really probably means in the near term that any chance to do budget reconciliation, which were pretty scant before in the Senate, they might try to get something through the House, but it makes it even more challenging in the Senate, especially since he was the chair of the Budget Committee, and that's where that comes through. That
right,
that
Chad.
very
So
policy
then,
issue.
Chad, how does that work then? I mean,
Chat. How does that work?
Is there someone that will just step right in?
The thing that I was about to say the same thing. Elmdale. I also just had a 20-minute conversation. Well, sorry, to be more specific, it was a 17-minute conversation with Lindsey Graham. So I'm not sure that this reporting is updated. Because I actually just talked to him, and he was telling me about how great everything was going, and so I don't.
And take over and try to keep things moving along, or is this, like you said, going to just put a halt to things for now?
Yeah. Well, this is going to be something that is going to be up to the leadership. It might, because we're well into this Congress, and you're going to certainly have some people start to look ahead and say, do they want to, does the next person up want to be that person? As I said, he's been somebody who's been with the Judiciary Committee. He's been on a lot of other different committees over the years, and somebody might say, well, I'd like to maybe be on that committee, but I'm not so sure that's I'm looking ahead. There's going to be horse trading.
What's interesting is that this actually does make a massive opening for Dems in South Carolina. Graham dominated that seat, and there's likely no Republican that people will recognize to fill it. I like the idea also of Trump being like, grow the fuck up, all right? Grow up, like literally grow up, okay? We can't lose any more seats. I actually had a 47-minute brainstorming session with Mitch and Lindsey. We were writing our Netanyahu x Trump Yowie for AO3. Oh, okay, so he's fine. Oh, okay. They're actually dying from too much growing up. Didn't think about it that way, man. Fuck. Are they still pretending? Sorry, 1 second. Are they still pretending like Mitch is alive? I like how the last footage we've seen of Mitch McConnell is like some EMT workers moving his body with no sense of urgency at all. They're like, yeah, just put it in there. Mm-hmm. It's like, I've never seen EMT workers be that chill. In fact, usually they look really stressed and they're always rushing. So what's going on here? What's happening? Oh, I just talked to Mitch for 20 minutes on my Ouija board. He said he's on his way to recovering. Oh, thank God. All right. Phew. For a moment, I was stressed. All right. For a moment, I was concerned. Okay. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
The person right now who's the ranking Republican after him is Chuck Grassley. Okay, well, Chuck Grassley is a couple of decades older than Lindsey Graham was. That's the first thing you got to look at. And number two, he is the chairman of the Judiciary Committee right now. Okay, well, you keep going down the line here. Then you have Mike Crapo, Republican of Idaho. He is the chairman of the banking committee. So again, you keep going down these. Hold on here. I'm sorry, Mike Crapo is not the chairman of the banking committee, but again, you keep going down the list here, and you just see. I look at Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. You have Roger Marshall. You have John Cornyn. You have Mike Lee, John Kennedy. I mean, these are the members of the Budget Committee. And so if somebody say, okay, I'll do this for the rest of the Congress, but this is not the position that I want to have in the new Congress. And again, we don't know whether or not Republicans would be in the majority or not. But you go through this process and see who wants to be. And it's something that the Senate Republican Conference is going to have to hash out. I mean, right now, Grassley would probably be the person to step in, but he's got his hands full.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if the GOP is testing out AI videos of McConnell's body to make it seem like he's awake / not brain dead, but none of the videos are passing the focus groups. Now that I fucking believe. The polycule of death, Piker's romantic relationships destroying democracy. Who did this? This is our resident shit poster. Best in the game, by the way. Also, I gotta say, the speed at which you did this is kind of low-key crazy. The typography is insane. This is amazing. This actually, graphic design is your passion. What the heck? How long is that IRL, do you think? Probably like at least an hour, maybe probably 2. With immeasurable thanks to God. Sorry, Ben Shapiro tweet. With immeasurable thanks to God, we're proud to announce the addition of baby number 5 to the Shapiro family this morning. Oh. Uh-oh. Dude, Ben's gonna be really unhappy when he finds out his 5th kid is gay. I was looking for some highlights on why people hate Lindsey Graham. Do you guys remember when he did this? Remember when he said that we should just let as many Americans die in the Iran war as possible? Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I trust DOD. We got 2 Marine expeditionary units sailing to this island. We did Iwo Jima. We can do this. The Marines, my money is always on the Marines. I don't know if you take the island or you blockade the island, but I know this. The day we control that island, this regime, this terrorist regime, has been weakened. It will die on a vine.
Hi again, everybody. It is 5 o'clock now in Washington, D.C. I'm Alicia Menendez, in today for Nicole Wallace. For the sake of a purely political conversation, think of it kind of like a stress test. an unprecedented experiment into just how much the MAGA coalition will tolerate before whatever binds it together weakens or perhaps breaks altogether. Because what is going on in Iran right now, a war initiated by someone who promised he would keep us out of them, is increasingly exposing some pretty serious cracks between Donald Trump's political allies.
Donald Trump?
We showed you some of that interview with Senator Lindsey Graham last hour, but consider now the backlash the American people observed as a result of those comments. Invoking Iwo Jima, an operation that resulted in the deaths of nearly 7,000 American troops, to advocate for a similar strategy in Iran. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, a card-carrying member of Trump's MAGA coalition, said she was deeply upset at the lack of respect for life, suggesting Senator Graham was, quote, acting as if our troops are expendable cattle. Her Republican colleague, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, seemed to agree, insisting Graham, quote, has one foreign policy, send someone.
You know it's bad when even the Republicans didn't like you. When even your fellow Republicans were like, this guy fucking sucks, man.
Else's kid to war. Those weren't the only such responses either. Indeed, the America First corner of Donald Trump's support, even those who granted Trump latitude in the dawn days of this Iran conflict, are starting to reckon with the possibility that Trump might follow the advice of another corner of support, one advocating for boots on the ground and billions upon billions of dollars in war funding. Remember Joe Kent, the now former director of the National Counterterrorism Center under Donald Trump, resigned from that position in protest over the war? Well, in an interview with the Washington Post, Kent described why he's been so public, with multiple outlets in voicing opposition. From the Post, quote, it's a concerted effort, Kent said, to rally members of the president's Make America Great Again movement and ensure he hears dissenting voices on an issue that has divided Republicans. While some Trump supporters are inclined to use military might to influence global affairs, others, like Kent, say they chose to support him in part because he voiced scorn for America's earlier wars. A widening rift inside Donald Trump's political coalition is where we begin this hour. The political analyst, former Senator Claire McCaskill is here. Also with us, political analyst and host of the Bulwark podcast, Tim Miller, is here for the hour. Plus, retired U.S. Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath. She is a candidate for the open Senate seat in Kentucky. It is good to see you all. Amy, I want to read just a little bit to you from the Washington Post on Joe Kent. They say Kent declined to disclose what the administration may be planning, but said Trump appears to have some really key decisions to make in the next couple of weeks. The potential deployment of U.S. ground troops makes me very nervous, he added, citing recent reporting that the president is considering seizing Karg Island, Iran's main hub for oil exports. I just think that would be a disaster, Kent said, of deploying U.S. troops there. It would essentially be giving Iran a bunch of hostages on an island that they could barrage with drones and missiles. Amy, your thoughts?
Sure. I mean, look, Karg Island.
Anyways, yeah, old news, but you know it's bad when even the Republicans didn't fucking like him. But I'm sure right now they'll all suck up to him and be like, anyone who says anything bad about him is a terrorist sympathizer and they hate freedom in our country. And they hate us. I was trying to pull up something on like why everyone thinks that, like a concise video on why everyone thinks that Lindsey Graham is gay. But I saw this video and then the title and the thumbnail are just so good. Lindsey Graham was just caught being drunk and gay. It's from February. You ever get caught being drunk and gay?
Lindsey Graham was caught being drunk and gay on Fox News earlier this week.
Preposterous. Me, a homosexual. The very idea makes me howl with manly laughter.
This video has gone viral, and then after this video went viral, someone compiled a list of all the accusations against Lindsey Graham and his alleged homosexuality. Lindsey Graham, I'm not sure if he's drunk or gay in this clip, but he certainly seems that way. And
Have you ever seem drunk and gay?
previously, during I think this is the 2016 presidential run or around that time, Lindsey Graham was asked when playing a raunchy bar game who he would be into as a very eligible bachelor? And his answer was very telling.
Can we just...
There's a fun bar game, which I will clean up because we are in mixed company and on television. So I'm going to call it Date, Marry, or Make Disappear Forever.
Okay.
You guys know what the real thing is, right? You know what the real thing is, right?
I think I'm going to do a lot of the disappear forever.
Rhymes with...
Okay, this is awesome.
This is so cringe. Please.
So, date, marry, or disappear forever. Hillary Clinton, Carly Fiorina, Sarah Palin.
I didn't know we were going to do the Mormon thing here.
Date, marry, or make disappear forever. Take your time, Senator. We've got all night.
We can't go beyond dating. That's as far as I'm going dating.
Who do you want to date? Do you want to date Hillary Clinton, Carly Fiorina, or
can't
Sarah
do all
Palin?
three? Okay.
No. So you have to pick one.
Did he say I would date all three?
One of them you date.
This is really painful. But
Oh my God. He doesn't understand the question and the game because it's about women.
by the way, this is like Dana Bash. I know that's not even the point of this video, but this is not a serious individual. Like this, like, what are you doing? I'm a YouTuber and I've asked more serious questions to politicians. Like, I would be embarrassed if I were on the receiving end of this being a senator. And secondly, I just have secondhand embarrassment for Dana Bash. Like, why are you what are you doing?
One of them you marry, and one of them you make disappear
Sarah
forever.
Palin, we'll go hunting on our first date.
Okay, who are you marrying?
I got to marry one of the three?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh my God. I can't, dude. Like, if you can't follow, these are our senators, by the way. Well, not anymore, but this guy was a senator. He can't understand a simple question.
Keep up.
I got to really watch what I say here.
Okay, so it's date, marry, or make disappear forever. Hillary Clinton, Carly Fiorina, or Sarah Palin, and Sarah Palin.
Carly, because she's rich.
What, you're marrying her? Okay.
She could keep me in the life.
I like
I've
that.
become
That's very
accustomed to.
practical.
I'm a very practical guy.
So that leaves Hillary Clinton that you want to make disappear forever.
No, I just... Is she rich?
I think so.
She said she was flat broke.
Wow, I hated it.
And dude, he really said, listen, I do need a lavender marriage, so maybe Hillary Clinton would be good since she is rich, right? Or, no, she's not rich though, right? That's amazing, dude.
Loafers. Now, I like this. Look up.
No, they got to
Call it. Well, his gay accent really comes out when he's had a
Gay
few.
accent.
But they got to see us fighting. We got to give them a chance to see the difference between us and liberal Democrats. In 2 weeks, we're going to have that chance. And I can't wait till John Kennedy gets on the floor and sticks it to them about the insanity of sanctuary cities.
Sticks it to him about the sanity of sanctuary.
I think that's a reach. I think that's a reach.
Can't wait till he comes up here tonight.
That's a reach.
Amazing. I hear Matt Schlapp, who is I believe the CEO of CPAC, which is the American Conservative, what is it called? The Conservative Political Action Committee. Well, listen to this.
Today's CPAC is...
Wait, why are we pausing?
Am I losing?
and best...
Why are we pausing? Okay, I can't. Dude, it's like watching a fucking React streamer pause 100 billion times. This is evidence, by the way. React content transforms. Gay voice lisp? Yeah, but that's like some other dude, huh? Anyways. Anyone who tells you that you shouldn't enjoy Lindsey Graham's death, show them this. Lindsey was a demon and he's in hell where he belongs. This tweet. Wait. I keep forgetting that I don't have the full screen extension anymore. So I have to watch everything like a fucking pleb.
Gaza does not align with Christian values. Killing children, killing mothers,
Well, to be honest
killing
with
families
you,
who are not militants.
Yeah, I don't buy that at all.
Why?
Because what did we do in World War II? Did we think 1 minute about starving the Germans? Did we bomb every city into smithereens? So This
You
is a
compare
war. No,
October
this is,
7th to World War II.
Yes, I am. This is an absolute existential threat to the Jewish people. What happened on October the 7th was 1,200 people were slaughtered, raped, and murdered and filmed by radical Islamists who would kill every Jew if they could, to the world. If you don't understand this is a threat to Israel's
And then they
survival.
flattened.
You know the most insane thing about this? You can literally go and see the footage from October 7th where it's not every single person that's being murdered. Like, I don't, it's just so insane to me that it's like you can just rewrite history that we have footage of. And like everything has to be exaggerated. It's like, what? This is, I think, the thing that pisses me off the most about anyone who talks about Israel's genocide and talks about October 7th. It's like, why do you feel the need to exaggerate something that's already bad? Like the like beheading babies thing, it's like, what the fuck? You don't like the murder of the people that live there is bad enough. Like you don't need to add beheading babies. What the fuck? Or like whatever this is where it's like they have the radical Islamists who would kill every Jew. It's like, oh my God. What the fuck?
Gaza.
Just flatten it. We flattened Berlin. We flattened Tokyo. Were we wrong to drop an atomic bomb to end the Japanese reign of terror?
Yes, we were.
Were we? So, my view, if I were Israel,
that was literally just a show of force at the end of the war that was already over.
I would have probably done it the same way. Without military victory, there is no hope of breaking radicalism. We flattened Germany. We flattened Japan.
How many Americans
Wait a
believe
minute.
this?
Out of that, we
the way that how many Americans think the way that you do?
I think most Republicans think the way I do.
Even young ones.
You're just out of touch if you don't understand Republicans, when it comes to radical Islam, is on Israel's side. It's not even close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I gotta say, you guys see this? Hold up. World War II, we refused to carpet bomb or use firebombs in Germany, but we did that in Japan because they weren't white. Well, I would argue that like that was the majority of the reason. And I would argue the rest of the reason was the fact that after we were already pretty much involved, after Pearl Harbor, it gave Americans justification to go all in. But also, I'm pretty sure that's not even true either, though. Wait. It's just that maybe the chatter is saying that the level of firebombing, maybe that's what they're saying. Because I'm pretty sure we did firebomb Germany, but the level of firebombing that occurred in Japan was unprecedented. So. America literally adopted the Nazis after World War II, yeah. $500,000 dead were because of the firebombing, yeah. Also, U.S. military doctrine's always been to target civilian infrastructure. Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that the U.S. is the reason why 200 school children in Iran died? No. That had to be Hamas again. No. All right. Let me close. Okay, did you guys see this shit, man? You gotta watch Trump's interview this morning? Oh yeah, we'll watch this right now. Watch this in one moment. Sarah, Benjamin Netanyahu, official Twitter. Sarah and I grieve with the American people over the loss of our dear friend, Senator Lindsey Graham. Well, anyone who's a friend to Netanyahu is not a friend to me. And I'm glad they're not here, bro. In the words of Donald J. Trump, good, I'm glad he's dead. No, he can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. Just replace Robert Mueller there with, I'm so like brain fogged this morning. With Lindsey Graham. In our recent meeting, I said, Lindsey is a great friend of Israel and a cherished friend of mine. We have no better friend than Lindsey. Lindsey understood that the security of Israel and America are inseparable. He devoted his life to defending America, strengthening our alliance, and standing up for the free world. Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. America has lost a great patriot. I have lost a beloved friend. Our hearts are with Lindsey's family and with the American people at this difficult time. May his values and initiatives continue to guide us towards victory and peace. And may his memory forever be a blessing. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, well, fucking whatever, man. Never forget when Lindsey Graham dismissed hurricane victims to talk about Israel.
A second Holocaust in the making, and Biden says be proportional. What is the proportional response to people who want to kill you and your family?
gosh.
They're running out of ammunition in Israel. We have to help our friends to keep the war over there from coming here.
They're
world
willing
is
to
a must.
Elon
God
Musk for
bless
that.
you. But look, you know, I've been going all over South
That's
Carolina like
that's-
most people. I hadn't slept much. But look what's going on in Israel. Our friends in Israel are surrounded by people that want to kill them, destroy them. A second Holocaust in the making. And Biden says be proportional. What is the proportional response to people who want to kill you and your family? They're running out of ammunition in Israel.
Even the Fox News host in the background saying, oh, God.
We have to help our friends to keep the war over there from coming here.
They're
world
willing
is
to
a must.
Elon
God
Musk for
bless
that.
That's insane. Sorry, Sean Hannity, I think was the one. Fucking get off the stage. As a Norwegian, I'm sad about losing to England, but Lindsey Graham dying is such a great consolation prize.